Gentlemen, we all gathered here to commemorate the victims of the Malaysia airline Boeing 1777, which operated passengers flight MH17 from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur and was shut down on July 17, exactly 7 years ago, over the temporary by Russia-occupied territory of eastern Ukraine. All 283 passengers and 15 crew members on board lost their lives. 7 years later, the perpetrators of this tragedy still have not been punished. They must all be held fully accountable for the murders of 298 people. In the MH17 joint investigation team, the Netherlands, Australia, Malaysia, and Belgium and Ukraine worked together on the criminal investigation of the cause of the crash of flight MH17 and those thought to be responsible. On 5th July 2017, GIT countries decided that the prosecution of those responsible for downing flight MH17 would be conducted in the Netherlands. On the 24th May 2018, the judge group announced that the Buk missile was installation that brought down the flag belonging to the Russian army. According to the investigation, the Buk teller originated from the 53rd Anti-Aircraft Missile Brigade, a unit of the Russian Armed Forces from Kursk within the Federal Army of Russian Federation. This Buk installation was transported from the Russian Federation to the farm field near Pervomaisk in eastern Ukraine. All the time, that area was controlled by the Russian lead separatists. After firing, the installation was transported back to the Russian Federation with a missing missile. On the basis of this investigation, the Dutch Public Prosecution Service announced on the 19th June 2019 that it will prosecute 4 suspects. On 9th March 2020, at the first court session of the MH17 trial, the public prosecutor announced the charges against the suspects. They are held jointly accountable for downing flight MH17. The hearing in the MH17, the trial take place at the Schouwfield Judicial Complex in the Bad Hoevendorp. All information can be found on the site of the court. Who are the suspects? Igor Girkin, also known as the Stelkov or Pervly, is a former colonel of the FSB, Russian Secret Service, the Russian Federation Security Service. On the 17th of July 2014, Girkin was Minister of the Defense of the Commander of the Army of the Self-Proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic. Flight MH17 was shut down from this area. At the highest military office, he maintained contact with the Russian Federation. Second person, Sergei Dubinsky, nicknamed Khmury, is a former military officer of the GRU, the Russian Military Intelligence Service. Dubinsky was one of Girkin's deputies in 2014 and also head of the intelligence service of the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic. He also maintained regular contact with officials in Russia. Third person, Oleg Bulatov, also known as the Gurza, is a former military officer of Russia's Special Forces, GRU, the special units of the Russian Military Intelligence Service in the 2014. Bulatov was deputy head of the intelligence service of the self-proclaimed Donetsk People's Republic and one of the deputies of Dubinsky. Fourth person, Leonid Khmarenko, also known as the Krot, is the only Ukrainian suspect. He has no military background. He received his orders directly from Dubinsky, and in July 2014 he was commander of a combat unit in the Donetsk region. At the time, there was an armed conflict in that area between pro-Russian fighters and the Ukrainian regular armed forces. They are being prosecuted for: first, causing the crash of flight MH17 resulting in the death of all persons. Second, the murder of 298 persons on board of flight MH17, punishable pursuant to Article 289 of the Dutch Criminal Code. Russia has refused a Dutch request to hand over the suspect in the downing of the Malaysia Airlines flight MH17, a violation of all European law sources. We just want to remind you that 2014, the Russian Duma declared a law which allowed it officially their regular army to intervene in any part all over the world. From that on, the unofficial declared war, the unofficial war was declared to Ukraine, and began the illegal annexation with the so-called green people, Crimea, and further the interaction of regular army within the Ukraine. Thank you, and we all commemorate the 7th anniversary of all victims. Ich werde euch bitten jetzt eine Minute von Stille für die Opfer von MH17 zu halten. Wir denken alle mit allen 11 verletzten Nationen. Denken an die leidenden Ukrainer. So bitte.